At a snowy construction site near an electrical substation, a mobile crane is lifting a load. Several workers are on the ground, observing the operation. Suddenly, a catastrophic failure occurs. The crane's boom cannot handle the strain, buckles in the middle, and crashes down directly onto one of the workers below. This incident is the result of either overloading the crane or a critical metal fatigue failure. Load charts must be consulted before every lift to ensure the crane's capacity is not exceeded. On the flatbed of a truck, a worker prepares to cut the final metal band, securing a massive coil of sheet metal. He stands directly in front of it, a dangerously precarious position. As soon as he snips the band, the immense stored energy in the tightly wound coil is released instantly. The coil violently unspools with incredible force, throwing the man from the truck and pinning him underneath a heavy, whipping sheet of metal. This is a terrifying example of failing to respect stored energy. Coils like this are under extreme tension and must only be unbanded and unrolled using specialized equipment that can safely control the release of force. In a repair shop, a large box truck is raised on a two-post vehicle lift. A man casually walks underneath the elevated vehicle. The truck was clearly positioned improperly, with its center of gravity too far back. It suddenly tips backward, sliding off the lift arms and crashing to the floor, crushing the man beneath it. Lifting long or heavy vehicles requires perfect balancing. The vehicle's center of gravity must be correctly identified and centered on the lift to prevent a catastrophic tip-over like this. During a tractor pull competition, two powerful tractors are linked by a heavy chain, surrounded by a crowd of onlookers. The driver of the red tractor begins to apply power. He gives it too much throttle, and the immense torque causes the tractor's front wheels to lift off the ground. In a matter of seconds, the vehicle rears up, flips completely backward, and the full weight of the machine crashes down on the operator's area, crushing him. Spectators rush in, but it's too late. Tractor pulls are inherently dangerous due to the high center of gravity and massive torque. All competition vehicles must be equipped with a certified rollover protective structure, ROPS, and drivers must be secured with safety harnesses. At a paper mill, several workers are on a narrow catwalk next to a massive machine with numerous exposed rollers. One worker in a yellow vest steps too close while trying to adjust something. Instantly, the powerful rollers grab him and pull him into the machinery between two large spinning drums. His co-workers are helpless to stop the immense force of the machine. This horrifying incident is a direct result of missing or inadequate machine guarding. All nip points and moving parts must be fully enclosed. No adjustments should ever be performed without a full lockout-tagout procedure. In what appears to be a dye works or processing facility, men are working around large ground-level vats filled with steaming, boiling liquid. The work area is wet, cluttered, and lacks any protective railings around the open vats. One worker brings a bucket to the edge of one vat. He pours the contents into the vat, triggering an immediate and violent eruption. A huge cloud of steam or a splash of boiling liquid erupts, knocking him off his feet and directly into the scalding contents. His co-workers react in a panic, rushing to his aid and desperately trying to pull him from the vat. This tragedy highlights multiple failures. First, the violent reaction suggests a dangerous chemical mix or adding a liquid to a much hotter one, causing it to flash boil. Second, the complete lack of guardrails around open vats of hazardous liquid is a critical safety violation. Inside another paper mill, a worker stands on a bench next to a machine with large rollers, attempting to manually feed a sheet of starter paper into the mechanism. This forces him to place his hands extremely close to the dangerous in-running nip point. As he guides the paper, his hand is caught by the rollers. The machine, designed to pull with immense force, relentlessly drags his arm and then his entire body into the spinning drums. A co-worker on an upper level sees the accident and frantically runs to an emergency stop button, but the damage is already done. Manually feeding material into live rollers is an exceptionally high-risk activity. This process should be automated or performed using specialized tools that keep the operator's hands far away from the nip points. On a sloped work site, a man is standing by a small pickup truck. Uphill from him, a large yellow front-end loader is parked, apparently unattended. With no operator in the cab, the loader's brakes fail or were never set. It begins to roll silently backward down the incline. The man has no time to react as the multi-ton machine gains speed, smashes into the pickup truck, and runs him over completely. This is a fundamental failure of securing heavy equipment. Any vehicle parked on an incline must have its parking brake fully engaged and its wheels chocked. A bus driver is crouched directly in front of a large bus tire, which appears to be flat. He seems to be inflating it without any protective equipment. Without warning, the tire's sidewall fails catastrophically. The sudden release of high-pressure air is explosive. The blast hurls the heavy tire and its multi-piece rim assembly directly at the driver, killing him instantly. Another man is thrown back by the force. The explosive force of a large tire is equivalent to a bomb. Inflating these tires must be done inside a reinforced safety cage. This cage contains the components in case of a failure, allowing the mechanic to stand a safe distance away. In a narrow service bay, a mechanic is working at the front of a classic pickup truck, bent over near the wall. Another person gets into the driver's seat. Instead of starting the engine in neutral or park, the driver apparently engages a gear. The truck lurches forward violently, pinning the mechanic's body between the vehicle's bumper and the solid wall. Others in the shop immediately rush to try and push the truck back. This is a classic line-of-fire accident. Never position your body between a vehicle and a fixed object when someone is in the driver's seat. At a road paving site, several workers are present. One worker is standing on the fresh asphalt, his back turned to a large, yellow road roller. The roller operator begins to reverse, completely unaware of the worker in his path due to the machine's massive blind spots. The roller strikes the man from behind, knocking him down and slowly driving over him. Blind spots on heavy equipment are deadly. It is mandatory for operators to have a spotter to guide them during reversing maneuvers. Additionally, ground workers must maintain constant situational awareness and never turn their backs on moving machinery.